Hey guys, it's Heather the Crochet Witch, and I'm coming with the next episode of Hooks and Broomsticks. I think it's number 8 that we're on. Yeah, I think number 8. We'll find out. Is February the 10th, 2020. Got that, I think, right? This is like the episode of not a lot of progress on anything. I think we're deciding to take some things apart. Yeah. I don't have a whole lot that's exciting. I wanted to make sure to update you guys on what I'm doing. But the problem is I've started things that I ended up not being pleased with. And I have a tendency to like, well, let's just keep going. Let's just keep going. And then I get to the point where I'm like, I hate this. Particularly, and it has nothing to do with the pattern. The pattern's amazing, actually, and I'm going to do this in a different color. But okay, to start from the beginning, you know, if I hadn't mentioned it, I'm pretty sure I have, that I'm trying to work from stash, work from collection, because I have copious amounts of yarn that I definitely need to go through. And you know, I'm in this stage in my life, I don't know if you guys can relate, not relate, but all my life I've been like, oh yeah, I want to buy this, I want to get this, I want to, and I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I don't need this much stuff, you know, like a lot of stuff. I mean, it's stuff I've wanted, it's stuff I use, it's, you know, this and this. I'm not going to say that I'm ever going to be one of those people that has no yarn laying around and only buys yarn for the projects they need. That's never going to be me. But I definitely have an abundance. It's kind of like with my witchy stuff. I have all the things that I need for like the practice, the religion. I have so many gems, I have so many candles, I have so many tools, I have so much of everything. And while it's really cool to not ever need for that stuff, I don't need all of that stuff. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Anyway, so I'm trying to work through stash, through collection. I don't like the word stash. Krista from the Secret Yarnery got me on that. Like, whenever I started binge watching her videos, she did a whole thing on like, don't call it a stash because stash is negative, and call it a collection, or call it what, you know, whatever you call it. Don't be ashamed of it. And she's right. So it's my collection. But whatever you want to call it, I've been trying to work from it. I have this. I had 5 or 6 balls of it, which I am 99% sure is discontinued by now. I know that I got this probably when I got with David, because I was like buying up some stuff like crazy. I love this, and we have room for this, and you know. So it's pretty old, but it's a Big Twist Sincerely 100% acrylic, and this color is bright rainbow, and it is a bright rainbow, and it's gorgeous, and I love it. But I haven't, like, the pattern is here, let me see if you can see. You see how, okay, there's already like color changes, and it's like 2 inches long. The patterns in the yarn is busy, and I haven't found anything to use up 5 to 6 balls of it yet that I wanted to use it on. So I thought, like, maybe a few small projects, or maybe, I don't know, just thinking maybe it never got used. So back to what I was trying to bring up in the first place is I bought this. I didn't know if she has a YouTube or not, but on Instagram there is a wonderful designer, if you're into these kind of designs especially, which I'm getting into them lately. They're pretty popular, I think, around in general. But the fillet designs of the different, you know, like I know Made by Mum she's making a koala. She's made unicorns, I think. But I've seen like hearts, bees, you name it. I want to see a bat one. So I'm just saying, any of you amazing designers should make a bat blanket fillet. It'd be really cool. Anyway, so I bought this wonderful pattern from her, and all the proceeds went to Australia, to the animal, the conservations that are saving the wildlife over there. So I mean, of course, like I wanted to get it anyway, and then I really wanted to get it, so I got it. And I was like, oh, this will be perfect, I'll get the charm. Well, let me show you like a preview. Okay, can you see how busy this is? So busy. That's like the only word that's the only word that fits it. It's busy. It's so busy, busy. Which if you're trying to see, now earlier, so here I am. I was like 10 rows in, and I was like, I don't know, I don't think I want to try this. And I was like, no, maybe I'll just keep going and see how it goes. So then I talked to David, and he's like, I'm probably like 20 rows in. And I'm like, what do you think? What do you think? And he's like, I don't know. I mean, why don't you see how it goes? So I'm like, yeah, okay. So we're over visiting my mother-in-law, David's mom, and I'm showing her, and she's agreeing that it's pretty, that it's busy. She's like really excited because she can see the koala. She's the knitter who's been knitting like her whole like life, and I helped her with some crochet stuff. She was learning it already. It's not like I taught her, because I can't teach anything not well. Like everybody thinks like, oh, you crochet, so you can teach me. And I'm like, no, I can tell you right now, I'm too impatient to teach people. Like I can show you what I'm doing, and if you're amazing and can like pick up, which is what she did, really. Like she was like, oh, like she'll just be like, oh, I have a question, like what is this stitch? And she uses UK terminology, so she'll be like, okay, this says treble, but you know, and then we talk about it, and I showed her what a triple crochet was, and blah blah blah. Anyway, that's the kind of helping I can do. I can't be like, okay, this is a chain, and this is, know your limits. I know mine. I can't. I may mean well, but I don't want to ever be, you hear those stories of like, oh, I wanted to learn when I was young, but when I messed up, my mom snapped at me. And because oddly enough, my stepdaughter, Alyssa, just asked me for the second time to teach her how to crochet. Like I taught her and her brother once, and they picked up some of it, but that's kind of when I realized that I didn't snap at them, but like just the impatience level was there. I'm not a patient person when it comes to something like that. So I directed her this time to the crochet crowd, and she's been learning, and anyway, you know, she can help me go through my yarn collection too, I guess. But anyway, I'm way off topic. The point being, my mother-in-law was like, yeah, why don't just stick with it? So okay, I just stuck with it. Well, here I am, like, I don't know, 50 rows, 52 rows in, and today it's just busy all the way through. Today I lost a stitch. How do you do that on double crochet? I don't know. I'm tired. Today has been a day where I'm like, oh, I messed this up. Oh, I messed this up. You have those days? We all have those days, right? So anyway, ooh, I better make this a quicker video than I usually do. My battery's at 15% already. So I dropped a stitch. So I'm like, well, let's look at the pattern and see, you know, I just, like, periodically I'll be like, I want to try to see the koala. I think you can see it better. This is actually the bottom. That was the little tree stump at the top. Here. You can see it better now that I'm holding it up. You see his little face? But like, holding this, okay, can you see anything? Anything at all? So I'm pretty sure this one's getting frogged, because I don't know, there's gotta be, I'm thinking something with a longer stitch in it, like maybe a, those vintage ripple, like maybe something like that, because it's a longer, because like some of it, it's not, I don't want to say color pooling, but it kind of pooled into like, see this section right here, there's definite striping going on. And this was not, I didn't change balls of yarn here, and I didn't change balls of yarn here. This just happened. I think I changed balls of yarn right about here. But like this, what? Why? I crocheted this whole block, I crocheted in one night, you know, in one sitting. So like it wasn't my tension going crazy. It wasn't, they're all double crochets and chains, and I don't know. But I'm, as pretty as the yarn is, as much as I like it, I'm pretty sure this one's going to Frogville. And I think sometimes you just need to know that it needs to be done and just do it. I wish I'd done it earlier. I don't know. I'm definitely doing the pattern again, but in something more solid, or like self-striping yarn at least, or, you know, not that. While we're talking about failures, okay, it's not really a failure. It's I'm gonna do this differently. So if you have seen my Instagram, you've seen I had this granny rectangle shawl, and it was beautiful. But when I first learned to crochet, I'd started it, and it's, sorry, hair in my mouth. Ew. Anyway, it's beautiful yarn. I love this yarn. It's old expired yarn, not expired, that sounds really bad, discontinued yarn from Hobby Lobby, called Italia. Yeah, Italia. I'm pretty sure this is Tuscan, but so I'm going to show you that part. Like, it's a blob, I know, but I took it apart, and let's see if I put my fingers, all of these are like the granny holes, right? Because this is a big granny square blanket. You just can't tell because it's so fuzzy and luscious and beautiful and soft and wonderful. I got this at Hobby Lobby, like I said, but I got it probably, remember the other yarn, the Nordic yarn that I said I probably got in like 2007 or something, or earlier than that? I think this has a few of these had labels on them, and I think they said like copyright 2005. So I mean, I'm sure they probably sit around for a while. I bet I got this in probably like 2006, 2007 also. And then they clearanced them out, and then they were mine. But anyway, when I got to the realization that I wanted a bigger blanket, that this was only like maybe a baby blanket size, I didn't know what to do, and I'm trying to work for my collection, and I don't have anything comparable to this. So my first choice was something brown and fuzzy to go with it. And then I have like 4 more balls that I could put around the edge of it or something. But what I came up with, which I don't have brown and fuzzy and thick, was a latte cake, because it's fuzzy and it's soft, and this is way softer than a latte cake, by the way. If you have some of this, love on it all the time, because it's seriously like lushy, wonderful goodness. But I thought maybe these two together, and I mean, they sort of remind me, I have a little story behind this, they remind me of my favorite day ever, which is like an autumn day with gray skies that are full of rain, and like maybe it's just about to rain and the wind is blowing, and you get the picture. That's like my favorite day ever, right? And actually, I don't mind the color of it, but see, it's not thick enough. So maybe I'm gonna, oh, okay, so this is actually, let me show you, like, okay, see, the granny square part just isn't thick enough, for sure. So what I started doing on the second row before I decided to frog it, which I should have done already, was I put just double crochets, like I was gonna make it thicker, but in the light you can well, you can see the holes, I guess, here too. Anyway, but I think, and then I posted it on a couple Facebook groups to ask people's opinions, and one really wonderful lady, I don't know if she has a YouTube or anything, but if you're watching, you know who you are. She sent me a picture. She had like 4 or 5 and a partial skeins of this. So she's sending it to me. Like, how nice is that? She sent me a tracking number today and everything. Just kindness of strangers. Like, that's seriously so sweet to do, you know? And I know the point wasn't to acquire more yarn, but it will be used, and it will use up, I mean, this is probably, here's how big I got it. If you see that. This is a good size. Beginning of a good size. I have 4 skeins And then what I thought I might do, since I only have this one gray Karen cake, unless I got more, which I think would be okay for because it's for a project, I'm just going to use from the outside and the inside, or I'll use the double up method, either one, and kind of double the strands and still work that into this. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? I'm definitely pulling back that gray for right now and either doubling it or not using it. But that's another, let's frog it. I think those are my only like fails, basically. Even though the one that I just showed you, I don't consider a fail because I love it so much. Like, I'm going to be in that blanket all the time. Oh, I'm in my Stranger Things hoodie again, by the way. I love this thing. And let's see. Okay, so then for the season of the granny, I had a bunch of granny squares, just not the rectangle, so I've been kind of making the rectangles as we go. Out of just scrap yarn. I decided to use this Dalmatian, and I'm trying to just piece together for a blanket. I think it's called Dalmatian, yeah, in the Karen 1 pound. And I decided, brilliant idea, I'm gonna use the continuous join, because I never want to sew granny squares together if I don't have to. What I wasn't accounting for is the continuous join doesn't, now granted it's my first time doing it, so maybe I'm doing something wrong, but it really doesn't seem to work that well when I'm, by the way, if I didn't mention it, I'm trying to do the squares. When I said rectangle, it's because I'm trying to do the squares and the small squares and the rectangles that Terry from the Yarn Joy podcast is doing for her blanket. So here's what I have so far, and I know that her joining too, before she actually like joined everything, like the strips together, they were a little wonky too, just in size, so I don't think that's really the join's fault, and I don't think that's really the yarn's fault. And I am not even sure that that's my fault from when I made, like, all of these small squares were made, I don't know, probably like 10 years ago, that they've just been like collecting. Somebody had asked this in another video, but like literally everybody has like granny squares kind of laying around, right? I mean, that's not just me. Because I think it was Krista actually, and she said that, and I hit home because I was like, yeah, I had a whole collection of them that I'm trying to use up right now. Just luckily I hadn't put that many squares on here, and I did have to add a row to all these because apparently they were all going to be 5 rows for me. But yeah, stuff's a little wonky right now. Like, I don't really know what's going on with this one wanting to be, but I'm going to try to put that one in the middle. Anyway, my point being, I don't know if the continuous join is for me with this blanket, so that, now it is just one piece, so I can at least rip it out and join it together in a more traditional way. And it'll just be one piece and not a whole bunch of messy scraps and knots to untie and all this junk. You know, I didn't weave in any ends because there are none. The only end so far literally is this end. That's it. And then the working end. But that's something I have going on that is like a semi-fail. Not really, I guess. A kind of fail. A thinking about it. Thinking it over kind of thing. And then, I'm sorry I'm being all negative and calling this a fail. I'm calling everything a fail tonight. So I told you I was doing a ton of different cals to try to use up my collection and get things done in the process. So the Happy Scrappy Yarn Challenge from Christy Cook at Tea Doddles and Crochet Creations with Christy that they hold, they're doing Love is in the Air as a theme. And then the other one, Chronically Crocheting, sorry, she spins the dial, and her dial that she spun landed on shawls, and she's like, or you can do like a shawlette, because she ends it right before the end of the month, and I suppose because February is shorter, I guess it really wouldn't matter if she ends it before the end of the month, right? But anyway, she said a shawl or a shawlette. And then, since I'm looking at this granny square blanket and going, that's not working out, I don't think I'm going to have that done by May. I might, but I don't want to be like, I'm going to, and not do it again, like the 2020 challenge. But, so I found, and I know this is cheating a little bit, and it really, in the end, it didn't work out, and I'll tell you why. But, I found a pattern on Ravelry that's called With Love Granny Shawl. Do you see where I'm going here? It was like a triple dip, right? Because there are hearts on it. It would count for loves in the air. It's a shawl, so it would count for chronically crocheting's stash busting crochet alongs. And the hearts on it are made with the granny stitch. Is it cheating? Yes. But would it have worked? Technically. And I'll show you the progress on that, because I just started this like, I don't know, an hour ago or 2 hours ago. I have this candy shop yarn that you may remember. I got 3 of them in my Hirschner's Santa gift surprise bag. The video's on my channel if you want to go take a look at what the other stuff I got, because I got a lot of reds and pinks in it. And here's the pattern so far. See the hearts? Like, it's freaking adorable. I really like it. I can't wait till it's done, and I think the 3 balls of it are gonna make a very good size shawl. I'm so bad at being like, oh, I have this many yards and and I actually did check the pattern, because that's what I tend to do, but she didn't put how many yards were in the pattern. She's like, use as much or as little as you want, and I'm like, doesn't help. Anyway, so that's what I have so far done. And I'm using a bigger hook with it too. I'm using a K hook. Do you guys like these hooks? These are like my favorite hooks ever. The Susan Bates that have the bamboo handles. Favorite ever. But yeah, here's what I got. I mean, it's like a cowl now. But here's where it doesn't work. The Happy Scrappy Yarn Challenge. What's in that name? Scrappy. I don't think 3 balls counts as scrappy unless they're gonna let me slide by on using my stash too. But what I was thinking was making a cowl, like a straight, you know, around your neck joined up cowl with these hearts on them from like 1 ball of yarn, like a different ball, obviously, unless I use 2 of these and then, oh hey, I have 1 ball left. But that should work up pretty quick. And like I said, if I don't use this candy shop yarn for that, I have other singular balls of yarn that I can use, or cakes of yarn even, or something. Or maybe I'll just use scraps if I have enough, like, not being used for the granny square blanket now. Like actual, oh my god, I have so many scraps. I'm sure I probably have enough. But that's really all that I have as far as like projects started, because I put so much time into the koala that's I'm probably gonna take it apart. You guys think I should take it apart? I don't know. My other great idea with that, my brilliant idea, was if I had enough of the rainbow yarn, if I had 6 and if only 3 of them made this blanket, then I could make a second one and then make 2 more out of a solid color like I should have used in the first place, like white or black or gray or something that would go with that, or even pink or one of those colors if I could match them. The problem is I'm on my 3rd ball of yarn and it's already, you know, pretty used, and I'm only on row 50 some out of 70 some. So even if I omit the border, which I would do anyway if I was going to do that, and join all 4 of them to make like a big blanket, I don't think I'll have quite enough to do it. Now I could do another like kind of ugly color. I don't want to say ugly color because I do like this color, but another busy color or something comparable maybe, and then do like 2 solids. It would probably have to be in black to go with everything, or white to go with everything at that point, unless by some miracle 1 color tied in with both of them, because I'm not even sure what I have. I'm sure I have something, but I don't know what it is yet that I would do that with. So unless I finish this up and do something like that, I think otherwise I'm just going to take it apart. It might sit here for a little while, and I don't know. Do I have anything else to show you guys? I don't think so. I think we're like nearing the dramatic end of this. I really like watching. I've seen 2 videos of the Yarn Hag Ryan's, well, not her videos, but they're involving her, where she has done the heart attack sending out. Hopefully somebody else is going to do, I know she sent them to some other podcasters, so I'm kind of wondering who else got them. And I don't know, they're just cute. So if you guys have a chance, you should check her channel out. She's already got more subscribers than I do, even though I've been doing it longer than her. So she's doing something right. Good job, girl. You should check her videos out anyway, but you should check out, it was Z got it, and Carrie Penny got it. The ones that I saw. If there's another one, another video, you guys should let me know, because I just kind of like nosing in and seeing what was in the goodie boxes, because like who doesn't like to get something cool like that in the mail, something happy and not a bill and not junk mail and advertisements and political stuff. I like it. Yeah, I think that's really all I have for you guys. This will be short and maybe my battery won't die. If you guys happen to have liked what you've seen, and if you are interested in watching other stuff, please make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, and maybe if you could thumbs it up, that would be great. And if you could leave a comment, that would be great. I'm behind like 2 videos, but I try to answer like everything that you guys write to me. I'm gonna go back after this uploads and do that, because like I had some really funny ones in my last video apparently. Sandy from Crochet she said she made a comment that she was watching my video and that she thought that I had spirits in the house because I had my incense going because it was like relaxation day. I'm gonna still have it going. I didn't burn another one for this video for that purpose, but I didn't want anybody to think I was being haunted. That was awesome. That made my night. I seriously like laughed out loud. I loved it. Ooh, if you guys see any orbs or anything cool in my video, feel free to let me know. I doubt you will, but maybe. Yeah, anyway, that was like a whole nother rant that I didn't need to be on. Anyway, please like, comment, and subscribe down below. Make sure you hit the little bell if you want to get notified. And I guess I will just catch you guys later. I love you guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye.